It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today it's time for beer number 17 on the North Brewing Company Beer Advent Calendar 2023. It's been great, it's been really good. I'm starting to feel now though that it's coming to the end. We're well into the last week of this Advent Calendar now, and it's been nothing but good beer. Really good. Now, over the years, I've done a Advent Calendar from Virgin Wines. I couldn't remember that for a long time until somebody mentioned it to me in a email, I think it was, or a YouTube comment. We've had German beer Advent Calendars, and all the beers from the other Advent Calendars over the years have been from different breweries and different styles of beer, and it's been really interesting. So when I worked closely with North Brewing Company on this beer Advent Calendar, it was different for me because it was going to be one brewery. It was going to be working with one brewery throughout the month of December. But North have got such a great reputation and they brew such great beers that I really didn't have a problem drinking North Brewing Company beers for nearly a whole month. Who would have a problem with that? Unless you're a wishy-washy lager drinker, you know, your Carlins or your Fosters, then maybe if somebody sent you one of these, you'd be like, what's this? You know, this isn't, no, I better not go down that. Let's just leave it really polite, because I have been called pretentious in the past by lager drinkers. Let's get number 17 open. It looks battered, this box now, but we are coming towards the end. Now this is a new beer for me. Haven't heard of this one. It's called Distant Call by North Brewing Company, and it's a 6.5% ABV IPA. 440 milliliter can. I'm going to use this tumbler glass for this one. Now, this is the thing with the beer Advent Calendar, you just do not know what you're going to get. So different glassware for each review. A little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. So I've had quite a few of the North Brewing Company beers. Some I've had up in Leeds, some I've had that have been sent to me, some I've had that I've bought myself in the supermarket. But it's always nice when you get a beer from a brewery that you haven't tried before, because it means that it's probably local. It's a regional beer. If I was to, because they're from Leeds in Yorkshire, if I was to go to a bar in Leeds with soul craft beer, then you know you might come across this beer, and you might only find it in that Yorkshire area. So it's a privilege really, and another advantage of a beer Advent Calendar that I'm trying this beer in South Wales. 2-finger white head, nice fluffy white head on the beer, good levels of carbonation, and it's a hazy number, this one. Straw coloured, light amber colour, looks good. Let's get the aroma. Yes, now this has got the hallmarks of a real traditional. Is it okay to call New England IPA traditional now? It's been out for a number of years, but this has got the aroma of the beginnings of New England IPA. Does that make sense? When it was all kind of, it's very, it's almost like grapefruit and passion fruit and mango. Smells great. Absolutely great. Passion fruit, mango, grapefruit. A little bit of blood orange in there. Let's dive in. A little bit of sweet malt. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Oh, that, yeah. Now, I'm going to take a wild stab at this and say this might have been one of the first New England IPAs that North Brewing Company brewed, and it's still in their lineup because it's such a good beer. This is fantastic. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows, everybody. Oh. It's got a level of carbonation it's just kind of, there's grapefruit in there, there's orange peel, there's fleshy blood orange. This is like a pithy, like they've used West Coast hops in here, but they've knocked out the bitterness. It is a little bit bitter, but it's like they've used, maybe that's why they call it distant cold, because West Coast IPAs, the IPA that really got created in the 1970s, the late 1970s, by the likes of Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. And perhaps they're just kind of like calling it a New England IPA because that comes from kind of the New England area of America. But they're kind of harking back. It's like a distant call back to the 1970s when Sierra Nevada were producing their first kind of West Coast IPAs and struggling to sell them, trying to convince people to buy this beer. And now look where Sierra Nevada Brewing Company are. They're fantastic. They're big company, and they're doing well. I still think they're independent. I don't think they've what's the word? Were tempted by a takeover. I think they're still an independent company. But yeah, but I think that's why it's called Distant Call, by the way. It's my own thinking on it. Might be called it for another reason, I don't know. But it seems to use the West Coast hops, but in the fermenter rather than the boil kettle. There's not much bitterness here, but it's got the flavours, the grapefruit, passion fruit, kind of orange peel. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. There's a little bit of sweetness over there, a little bit of bitterness over there. It's a great beer. A soft and full-bodied New England IPA loaded with juicy and rounded tropical stone fruit and pithy zest flavour. There we go. So they have, and I promise I haven't read the can before now. They have gone with that kind of old-style West Coast of America hop then, because they're notorious, the West Coast of American IPAs. They're notoriously pithy and zesty. That's a great beer. That is a great beer from North Brewing Company. Looks good. Smells good. Tastes good. Do you know, I'm really impressed by that. New England IPA. I'm almost at the point now where I can take it or leave it. I've drunk so much of the stuff that it doesn't really excite me anymore. But this one has, because it's different. They've used West Coast hops in a New England IPA. That's different. I like that. That's a 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.